Have you ever wondered where are all the Kanban-friendly gadgets inside of Jira dashboards? Not a single gadget is going to help us if we're a team using Kanban. Now, if we're using Scrum, we have two gadgets, but if you're a Kanban team, you have to go into the reports of your Jira spaces to see the reports over there. But you can't use them in a single unified dashboard, and you can't really do anything productive with them. It's just a pain. And in this video, we're going to be using great gadgets for Jira to show you how to build the ultimate Kanban dashboard. One that shows us cycle time, Kanban velocity, cumulative flow diagrams, cycle time history, work in progress, and so much more. Now, before we get started, you're going to want to use the link down in the description to start your free trial. 2 great gadgets for Jira. And once you have it installed, we're going to be able to jump into a dashboard. Now, this can be a new dashboard or an existing dashboard, but when you click the edit button over here on the right-hand side, you're going to be able to search up for Stonic Byte. And as you start typing in the words, you're going to see all the different gadgets that are available. Now, there's gadgets for every type of use case, but in this video, we're focusing on those for Kanban, specifically the ones for like cycle time, work in progress, things of that nature. So again, make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's jump in. Let's start off with the cycle time control chart. This is going to be a revolutionary chart that many teams want to always be able to display in their dashboards, but can't. Now, Jira does technically give us some sort of a cycle time report, but again, it's nested deep into your Jira spaces, and there's no simple way of sharing it with your stakeholders without at least having to share like 20 different links. And so this cycle time is going to basically remedy that. Now, this cycle time is showing us how many items we have inside of our period of performance. We have the average number of hours, the threshold for hours, how many breaches, how many times we've exceeded, right, or violated our cycle time. And click on configure to show you some of the settings that you can do. I'll go full screen here for y'all. And so first you get to choose what data you're going to look at. So you can do a board, a save filter, or JQL. And then you can choose your board if you choose to go down the board route. You can also choose to count the subtasks and their estimates, and then you get to configure when does the cycle start. And you have a few options here, folks. You can start when the work item is created, when the work item entered the status that has a category of to do, when the work item has entered a status that has a category of in progress, and when the work item entered a specific status, and you get to specify that specific status. Now, if multiple entries in the start status, consider the last entry or the first entry, you get to choose that. Then we get to choose when does the time end? What is going to trigger our cycle time to end? And so a few options that you have here is when the work item enters the status of category equals done, or when the work item enters a status that has a category of in progress, when the work item enters its current status, or when it enters a specific status. You get to choose, and again, you choose whatever makes sense for you. And then for multiple cycles, you get to choose whether you want to display all the cycles, the first cycle, the last cycle, or just display one cycle. And then for your time interval, you get to choose, do you want to choose specific dates, the dates on the sprint, the number of days back, or the dates of a project release. So in this particular case, for our particular gadget, we're just going to look at the last 100 days, but this is great if you're looking at work at a quarterly, but if you want to do weekly or bi-weekly, you can definitely choose a different number that makes sense for you. Now, before you hit save, we want to go to our more settings because you can calculate in hours, days, or minutes. This is a setting you can choose. You can elect to either count or not count weekends. And then we have a couple of display options that I highly recommend you check out to see which one makes sense for you. But more importantly, we have a show a data tab here that is going to allow us to export data. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. And then of course, we all love our refresh interval. You can set it to whatever you want. Then for any of the items in our series, we get to assign a color, and you can use any color you want here. We have all the colors in the world with this hex code here. And so you can choose basically any color you want. Now, once you have configured this to be the way you want it, you can simply click on save, and we're going to be able to see our data right here. As you can see, this is showing us the last 100 days as we had told it, the last 100 days. And then we also have this data view that allows us to export this data in a CSV file. Now, one of the nice features of this is that you have the ability to set a threshold. As you can see here, I have a threshold of 80 hours. So you can set your threshold kind of like a service level agreement. And so anything that is above your threshold is going to violate your SLA, it's going to breach it. And then you're going to be able to show all those work items that are basically violating that threshold. So really, really powerful view here. And remember, if you want to set the threshold, it's back in the configure under more settings. You can set your threshold here. So you can basically tell your team, okay, if you're violating these 80 hours, 100 hours, whatever the number is for you and your team, you can basically draw that red line that is going to give us that extra metadata there. Now, as we move over to the right, we're going to see our Kanban velocity or our throughput. Now, this is going to be very similar to the velocity for Scrum, but this is now, instead of story points, driven by our time blocks, right? Because in Kanban, we kind of focus in blocks of time. Again, very similar to a sprint, but a little less formal. And so we have our time intervals here, and then we can show work that is completed and then our average velocity. Now, just like the previous chart, these all have some configuration. You can choose your data source. You can choose what you're counting by. So in this particular case, the numbers we were just looking at are the work item count, but you can do story points, time estimate. You have a couple of different options here. Now, your intervals can be 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or an entire calendar month. And then you get to choose when your interval starts. And then you can choose how many intervals you're going to show. And then you're going to be able to determine how many intervals you're going to be calculating that average velocity based off of. Then we can go to our more settings, and then we can determine what our done means, a couple of display options. Again, we have that data tab if you want to be able to export that information easily. And then we have the refresh. And then just like the other chart, we can choose some colors so that we can make this a little bit more graphical. And when you save that, you're going to be able to see your data there. And so again, this is going to reflect whatever settings you just configured. Now let's move on over to a cumulative flow diagram. This is one of my favorite reports inside of Jira. I think this report does a really good job, but as I've been mentioning, it's a report. And because it's a report, it's buried deep inside of Jira, and we cannot easily share it. We cannot easily put our cycle time with our Kanban velocity and our cumulative flow all in one place. Jira just doesn't simply allow that. So I love that we are able to finally include our cumulative flow diagram in the dashboard view. Now, in case you never used a cumulative flow diagram, this shows you kind of like a trend. I really like this one because it's very trend driven. And in the world of Kanban, trends are very, very important. And what this is telling us is showing us how many work items exist in each of these statuses. And so we have done, to do, and in progress. And what you want a steady increase, but a trending upward increase of your done kind of eating up the rest of the work. Because anything that is to do or in progress should ultimately go down to 0, signifying that you've completed the project, and your done should kind of eat everything. However, you start to see trends where your to do is growing more rapidly than your done, or maybe your in progress is going down. That means that your team's not able to work as effectively, or more work is coming in than your team can handle, right? There's just a lot of metadata that you can get from this chart. And so just like the other ones, you can configure them. You can choose your data source, what you're calculating by, whether it's just the work item counts or time. You can choose your time intervals. This is very, very important. And then you can choose your intervals if they're a day, a week, whatever you want there. You also have your chart bands so that they're based on either the status category. So you just have 3, or you can do the actual statuses. So you can see all the different statuses, or you can do the specific columns that are in your specific board. So as you can see, you have quite a few options here. You have more settings, which is going to give us just some display options that you can see. And then of course the colors. So I'm going to click on save, and I actually changed mine from the categories to the statuses. And I'm going to see what that looks like now. So as you can see, we just have the same statuses as our categories. So that's not going to make any change. But this is an interesting view because you can add more colors based on if your workflow has more statuses. So powerful view here. Now, one thing I want to call out, this cycle time was configured for cycle time, but it is configurable to show you lead time as well. Remember, in those configuration settings, we can choose the start and the end. So choose appropriately, and you're going to want to basically copy this one over so you have a cycle time and a lead time if you care for both metrics. And very similarly to that, we have our cycle time histogram. This is going to be a distribution visualization of the cycle time or the lead time. Again, you get to choose how you want to display this. And so you can use this histogram gadget here so you can see over time how your team has been performing. Now let's take a look at a couple of other Kanban specific gadgets that are available as part of this great gadget plugin. And so we're going to have our work in progress run chart. This is going to allow us to visualize the amount of work in progress along the time, showing eventual fluctuations and breaches in your work in progress limits. And so you can set your work in progress limit, and then you can see how many times over time your team has violated that limit, if they're overtasked, undertasked, or if they're just right. Over in the bottom right corner over here, we have the work in progress aging chart gadget. And this is going to show us work in progress items by their age. So you can identify the ones that are taking too long. You can choose from multiple age calculation methods. Again, all of these are in the configurations of all these gadgets. And you're gonna be able to basically set up your age calculation to whatever makes sense for you and your team. And again, more settings and colors for every single one of these gadgets. So definitely explore them all. And then finally, the wallboard gadget, it shows us our actual board inside of our dashboard. And again, folks, this is what makes this plugin so powerful, is that in one URL, one view, and a view that you can display on a conference room monitor or in your hallways or in your office, wherever you want, one URL that you share with your stakeholders, one URL that you bring everybody to see all the critical project data. It's all in this dashboard here. And so this is one of my favorite features, because if you don't have something like Great Gadgets for Jira, you have to go hunting for all these reports. And half of these don't even exist in the world of Jira, right? You really only have the cumulative flow diagram and the cycle time, and that's it. And so all these extra reports, like these work in progress runs and these histograms, you can't get them anywhere else. You can't even imagine them. So this is what makes this very, very powerful. So there you have it, folks. If you want to build the ultimate Kanban dashboard, then you definitely have to use that link down in the description to start your free trial for Great Gadgets for Jira. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.